I don't know if Freaky Tales is a 2024 2025 movie. I'm 99% sure it came out this year because I never heard of it until this year, and I've been waiting to watch it. Of course, I did hear about it at Sundance, but I haven't actually heard any reviews or anything about it uh, until this year. And it finally came out on streaming a month ago. I didn't see it in any of my theaters or AMC or anything, so I don't know what the deal with that was, but I'm happy this movie finally came out, and I'm so happy I finally got to watch it. This movie has maybe two of my favorite gimmicks in cinema, which is throwback 80s movies and killing Nazis. So it was really cool that this movie has both of those, and it definitely elevated my experience. But let's get into the actual movie. I think the opening scene is, or opening act, is just amazing. The 4:3 aspect ratio looks gorgeous, and I'm happy they weren't scared to put that grainy film or even do the aspect ratio in general because it looks fucking great. Like really good. Usually in post it looks like shit and they do it like shit and it looks like they tried too hard to make it look 80s-y, but I think they did a really good job. And to fit along with that 80s aesthetic, the costumes or the costume design in this movie is absurdly good, like really, really good. Like it really feels like you're watching an 80s action comedy movie. Jack Champion looks great, and oh boy, Ji Hung Yu looks fucking phenomenal. I think out of every character in this movie, she easily looks the coolest, like the most 80s ish. But that whole fight in the beginning with the skinheads, just everyone on Jack Champion's side just looks so great. This movie's costume design is amazing, and it's not hard to do because we've had a lot of 80s throwback movies, so wouldn't be surprised if we got a lot of those from those movies. But I think they look great in this movie, like really great. Also, the soundtrack in this movie is phenomenal. I don't think they use a single modern song or a post 1987 song at least. I could be wrong, but I like that the soundtrack is in time, and even that rap battle feels like an 80s rap battle. It doesn't feel like even like a 2000s rap battle. It feels like one of those old school 1980s or early 90s rap battles. And speaking of that, Normani, I'm happy they got an actual artist besides Too Short for that rap battle. I think she was great. And shout out Dominique Thorne, Chicago legend, I guess you can put it. Ironheart, Chicago Ironheart, same. I don't know if she's from Chicago, but Ironheart is, so I'm letting her get the rep for now. She was great in this movie. I was so happy when I saw her on screen. I didn't know who was in this movie. I knew Pedro Pascal was, and I knew Too Short was, but maybe Jay Ellis, and I think that was it. I don't think I knew anyone else was in this movie, but she is great. She doesn't get much after her section of the movie, but that whole rap section was so much fun. I don't know if Too Short wrote everything there, but it just felt so real. I really enjoyed it. Um, uh, as for everything else, this movie is so great at connecting everything, sort of like a Pulp Fiction-y type thing where every story is getting built up throughout the movie and you can see the connections, and when they finally connect in part 4 or 5, it just feels so smooth and it feels like nothing didn't make sense or didn't connect well. Everything just meshed perfectly, especially the stuff with Sleepy Floyd, Jay Ellis's character, a real life person, of course, but Jay Ellis's character, him interacting with Jack Champion on the phone, uh, driving there, seeing the skinheads, everything was just so fucking great. I love how everything meshed perfectly together, and you don't get that a lot with the movies that try to do this, but I'm glad Freaky Tales was able to tell that tale really well and connect everything well. Getting the surprise, I don't know what other word to use, as who the guy was great. Uh, and I didn't mention this. I was kind of too focused on the amazing rap battle scene, but that freaky fucking ice cream shop section, God, what a disgusting performance by what's his name? Ben Mendelsohn. I could be butchering his last name, but Ben Mendelsohn, he's such a fucking creep. He did such a good job that I loved him. Um, I wish we got a little bit more of that throughout the movie. I feel like the only other part we get that is when Pedro Pascal is on the phone with him and he's not on the phone with him, but he's on the phone with the doctor and he's just staring at him being a fucking creep. I really wish we got more of that, but the movie's runtime is already decently long, so it's fine. It's fine. I get it. The surprise appearance from Tom Hanks was great. I love that he's just randomly doing a monologue about the greatest underdog movies ever, and we all know what number one was, but it's okay. The movie doesn't tell it. We don't have to tell it. It's okay. But we all know what number one was, and I'm happy Tom Hanks, whose character is named Hank, uh, it was a fun character, even though he only has like 2 minutes of screen time. And for the biggest actor in this movie, probably, I don't think it's arguable, Pedro Pascal. I'm happy he's not too much in this movie. He kind of appears a lot towards the 40-35 minute mark, and then after that he's in there a bit, but then Jay Ellis takes over that, and I'm happy he doesn't just take over the film completely. I think when he's on screen he does a fine job, and it feels like he doesn't need to be there 24/7, and I love that because I feel like a lot of the time with Pedro Pascal projects, it feels like they're just trying to shove him in your face every second you get, and I'm happy this movie doesn't do that. And then towards the end of the movie, you just get Jay Ellis, who is fucking sick. I don't think I've been this happy with a cool, badass performance since I rewatched Blade last October. Jay Ellis as Sleepy Floyd was like so fucking cool. Like John Wick is cool. Uh Tom Cruise is great in the Mission Impossible movies, but like I don't know. The the fucking crazy aura Jay Ellis does as Sleepy Floyd is just so fucking gnarly. The whole skinhead house scene where he's just killing everybody and exploding Ben Mendelsohn, it's unbelievable how great it looks. And I like that I don't think it's the movie's budget. I think this was a directorial choice to make this movie feel a bit 80s-ish. Aside from the soundtrack and the costume design, a lot of the action in this movie and even like the way the blood spews out of people looks so fucking cool, like 80s-ish. It doesn't feel like authentic, like John Wick actiony blood, where it just feels like it's supposed to be pouring a certain way and all that. No, it looks sick, like and it's spewing all over the place. I love that, and I didn't mention this earlier, but that opening fight scene, uh, fucking so cool that they had the blood going into the black bars and everything. Oh, I love this movie. It's unreal. You also get a bit of like Scott Pilgrim ish stuff in the beginning with Jack Champion imagining himself humping Ji Young Yu's face. But that little artsy stuff was cute. I don't think we really needed it. But it was okay. That might be the only problem I really had with this movie was the little cartoony bit. I just think it just felt unnatural and didn't really fit the rest of the movie. But this movie's so much fun. It's so unbelievable. I don't know. I felt like this was they like watched the movies I've been rewatching this past year, and they were like, this is gonna be his one of his favorite movies of 2025, and it definitely is. I'm really surprised at how much I enjoyed this. I'm just gonna get to the rating. Yeah, I'm giving this movie a 9 out of 10. I was really debating an 8, but I know as time goes on, I won't stop thinking about this movie, and I'm probably gonna rewatch it in the next week or two. I think I'm gonna show my friends this fucking movie. That's how much I enjoyed it. I don't think there's really a dull moment at all in this movie. Everything just feels so amazing. It's insane. I really don't know. I don't think there's a single bad performance. You have Jay Ellis, who gives easily the coolest performance of this movie. Pedro Pascal is great. Ben Mendelsohn, I think, is my second favorite performance in this movie. Normani, Dominique Thorne, them together as a duo are fun, and of course, including Too Short, who doesn't have too many scenes in this movie, but when he's in this movie, he's fucking rapping his ass off, and I like that he kept it 80s style. I thought that was cool. You have the duo of Ji Young Yu and Jack Champion. I wish they were in the movie a bit more, but the whole opening act was just so good. I really didn't care. And ooh, I'm forgetting everybody. I'll give out just one more shout out for cast wise. Angus Cloud, R.I.P. He's not in this movie a whole lot, but when he's in the few scenes he's in, I think he's pretty funny and he fit his role very well. I think, of course, R.I.P. to him. I think this might have been his last project ever, and honestly, this was a good way to go out, man. I think this was amazing. Um, uh, he he deserves something like this as one of his last projects ever. I think it was great. And shout out to the directors, Anna Boden, Ryan Fleck. People aren't necessarily fond of them. Um, they have one of the most hated superhero movies of all time, which I don't really agree with. I don't think it's necessarily disgustingly bad. People think it's like one of the worst things ever made. They made Captain Marvel is obviously what I'm talking about. And I'm happy this movie exists, and I hope it makes people who hated Captain Marvel forget about it more and they see this movie and they go, they can make something fantastic. And I think they did just that. So Freaky Tales, I don't know where I'm gonna put it at the end of this year. I am genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. It was stunning. Shout out everyone. Everything's just so great in this movie. The editing is great. CG is so much fun. Action is great. Direction. I really love this movie. This was unbelievable.